Hello friend, good evening. So today we are going to discuss about ERP implementation life cycle. So now I'm coming on my Excel sheet. So today we will discuss how we can implement ERP system for any of organization, and which type of activity we need to perform during this implementation. Okay, and how ERP implementation is will sorry, how ERP implementation will complete. Okay, so first I am going to discuss introduction. Okay, about SAP ERP implementation life cycle. So now that you are familiar with what an ERP solution is and what benefit it can bring to your organization, so it is time to understand the different phase or stage of ERP implementation process goes through. Okay, navigating through this phase is really important for the successful implementation of ERP system. So basically, ERP implementation phase is divided into six. Okay, first one is a discovery and planning. Second one is a design. Third one is a development. Fourth one is a testing, and fifth one is a deployment, and sixth one is a support and update. So this is how ERP implementation life cycle will complete, or we can complete ERP implementation. Okay, if we will complete all the way, all the phase, so we can achieve ERP implementation activity. Okay, so these so now I'm going to discuss discuss ERP implementation phase one by one. Okay, so first phase is a discovery and planning. So we will discuss what the activity we will perform during discovery and planning phase. So this is one of the most important phase of implementation life cycle, and pave pave the way for future addition or benefit to be realized. In this phase, company need to set up a project team that identify the business requirement, choose ERP software, and an implementation partner best suited for the same. You can, okay, so you can refer any of implementation partner. Okay, and then so one of the most goal of the project team would be understood the current issue in business clearly and identify any inefficiency and bottleneck during the process, and document existing workflow. Then they will also decide on whether ERP solution would be hosted on cloud or on premises, and which deployment model suit for organization. Then the project team will also be responsible for planning the implementation, setting up the target date, and defining the different role, managing day-to-day activity, make decision and product decision, and ensuring that adequate resource have been allocated for implementation. So in discovery and planning phase, okay, we need to do these type of activity to to achieve implementation successfully. Now the next phase is a design phase. So what we will do, let me tell. So in design phase, the design phase consists of designing newer workflow and business process that are more efficient than the existing one. The workflow should be designed in such a way that it takes most advantage of the ERP system and streamline different business activity. However, the design phase is not limited to creating new workflow and require the project team to analyze existing workflow as well. It is important to understand the intricacies and quirk of every process to accurately analyze any gap or shortcoming and overcome them. This newer workflow can demand a change or customization of ERP software, change in process, and some time for the user to get accustomed to new ERP system. An ERP solution provider can help company with designing their customized solution. So in design phase, basically we will go through analyzing the existing business workflow, and we need to do some customization as per business requirement. So all the designing things will comes under design phase. Okay, after successfully completion of design phase, we will move on the development phase. In development phase, what we will do, let's see. So next comes the development phase with the business requirement and design plan already identified. It is time for the development of solution. This can involve customizing the software to meet the project requirement, training employee on how to use software, replacing legacy system with new ERP solution, and integrating the ERP solution with an existing application, and much more. And then process during this phase change depending on the deployment method as well. For instance, if you opt for an on-premises solution, you need to buy the software, procure the hardware, and hire the people who are expert in working with ERP solution. If you opt an old apt and on cloud solution, you need to compare different ERP solution provider, their price, feature, license terms, and more to decide which is perfect for your organization. Another important task during this phase is data migration. Since there is going to be a complete overhaul of how you are stored and manage the data, it is important to decide which data you want to migrating to system and which data is irrelevant. So in development phase, we will gone through different type of activity. We will develop develop the system. We will replace legacy system to new ERP system. We need to integrate ERP solution with existing application. Okay, we need to choose a platform on which we are going to host our ERP system. Either we are going to adopt or choose on premises or cloud solution, or okay, and we need to analyze each and everything related to data migration. Which data is relevant or which data is not relevant to this system. Now, after successfully completion of development phase, we will move on the testing phase. Okay, as the name of this phase, basically we will do all the testing activity in this phase. So while this is the different process, testing can be done simultaneously with development as well. Okay, for instance, once the sales module is developed, the sales team can test the feature of new module while the development of other module is still going on. So it can go vice versa as well, as where the project team tests the existing sales module, look for any issue or bottleneck, and then start developing its module. Okay, initial testing is important for successful development of ERP solution, but rigorous testing should always be done after development to look for any mistake, issue, complication, or more. Employee testing the solution for their day-to-day activity will get a better idea of the full capabilities of system. And several ERP solution provide gives training resource as well for pre and post development of the solution to help their client. Organizations should also use the materials they made during the development cycle and to train their employee in using the solution and getting the most out of it. So as as I had earlier discussed with you, in testing phase we will do all the testing activity. We will provide training to our employee, okay, for their better understanding of business process and their better understanding of SAP operation, okay. And we can take help from ERP solution provider. They will provide training resource, pre and post development of this ERP system. And we need to look for any mistake and issue and complication and many more things, okay. So these things will comes under the testing phase. After successfully completion of testing phase, we will move on the deployment. And deployment in the sense we will deploy from one phase to another phase, okay. So this is the most important phase of the complete cycle, as it deals with the actual implementation of ERP system. Any bottleneck, error, and pushback during this phase can cause issues such as a duplication of data or data not being captured for the certain department and mode, okay. And the the deployment phase is what this is whole process was about, and this operation must go smoothly for a successful ERP implementation. You should keep the project team ready for answering any question the implementation partner might have, and the implementation partner should be ready for fix issue, okay, that occurring during the deployment. The deployment method depends on what the company needs, and you can deploy the complete ERP system at once or do it in phase by deploying high priority module first. So you, as I have earlier discussed with you, in deploy phase, okay, in deploy phase we need to focus on if you and I are from the implementation partner side, we need to focus, or we need to be ready to fix any issue which comes under comes during the deployment. And we need to be ready to answer any of the issue, okay. So when we will complete this deployment of ERP system successfully, then we will move on the support and update phase. And the support phase will known as a continuous improvement phase. And then, okay, so then we will provide in this phase support will provide by implementation partner, okay. So the deployment phase not the end of the process. You need to keep nurturing nurturing the software after implementation to make sure it works smoothly and can achieve the objective for which it was implemented. While the focus might shift from deploying software to using it, and there might still be some room for additional customization or development, okay. So in this phase, implementation partners should provide regular support or technical support related to ERP software, okay. And and they will continue. They will provide continuous support as per their contract, as per their terms of condition, and support in the sense they, if you are facing any problem, they will provide you solution, okay. So then your implementation partner should provide regular update for ERP software if it is a cloud based, and should be ready for support in case of expansion, new hiring, any other such issue. New staff will be added from time to time, and they did need to be trained on using the system as well, okay. So in support phase, as the name of this phase, it will known as, it is known as a technical support. After successfully implementation of ERP system, in this phase, uh, implementation partner provide you a continuous support, okay. And they will take care for your day-to-day activity, okay. And this is how we can complete we can complete our ERP implementation life cycle. Okay, so this is how you can achieve your ERP implementation successfully without any failure, without any losses. Okay, so this is how I have completed what is ERP implementation life cycle, and in how in which phase what we will do, and which type of activity will be done by implementation partner and client side. Okay, and this is how I have completed this. Okay, so now okay, so if you have any doubt, you can connect me, you can ping me. And now I'm going to stop our today's session. Okay, and thank you so much for giving your precious time, and thanks for watching my video. Bye, take care, good night.